So let's talk about another skill that you really need to have in order to succeed as a programmer, self-reliance. Now, I've previously talked about what I believe is the most important skill that you need to have, persistence. And check out the video on this screen now if you want to check out that video. But here we're talking about self-reliance. So let's have a discussion of that in today's video. Welcome back. My name is Tim Buchalka with another programming tip of the day. And we're talking about self-reliance and why it's so important for you as a programmer. Now, the reason that it's so important is basically it's going to make you a better programmer and a more productive member of a team. And the way that works, self-reliance, is you're looking internally for an answer first. So in other words, you're not looking for other people to give you all the answers. You're trying actively to find the answers for yourself. So as an example, let's consider that you're taking your first programming course and you're getting stuck at a particular point. The obvious thing that a lot of people would do, and certainly I was guilty of this when I first started, would be that I would type, basically look for someone to give me the answer. So, okay, I don't know how to do this, and you put a question in the Q&A section of the course. Now, I'm not advocating here, by the way, that you shouldn't be asking questions, but what I'm advocating is that there's a process you should go through first to try and figure out the answer. So, in that scenario, have you watched the videos first? Very important. Have you tried a bit of code, tried a bit of a sample code, typed the code in and try and analyze it and try and figure out what's gone wrong? These are great important skills that you need to learn, which will apply to when you ultimately go and get that first programming job. And the reason is, moving on to the programming job, is that when an employer hires you, you're hired to make life easier for the employer. That's really the bottom line. In exchange for them paying you, you're meant to come on board and make things easier for them. But if you come on board and you're basically tying up the resources of the team, they're asking thousands of questions, well, that's going to be a burden on the employer. So you need to think of it from their point of view as well. But again, I'm stressing here that I'm not suggesting you don't ask questions, because we've all got questions at some point in time and we need to answer them. But it's this self-reliance again to try and figure out things for yourself first. So go through the process. When you do know how to program, you would try and solve the problem yourself. So you try and check out the code base in a little bit more detail. You try and search online to see whether there's someone else who's got a similar problem. You try out some code, and then, and only then, when you get stuck, do you then come back and ask someone for help. So self-reliance, it's an extremely important skill, really in any facet of life. I believe that being self-reliant is a very useful skill, but particularly in programming, you really need to have that in order to succeed as a programmer. Alrighty, so I hope that helped. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you. If you're ready to look at the next tip, click on up here and you can check that out. If you're interested in coding specific programming videos, click on the link in the bottom left-hand corner. Consider subscribing by clicking on the link up here, and I'll see you soon.